Welcome to Sacred Truth. The story isn't over. What feels like an ending is actually a turning point. This message reminds that growth is still unfolding, strength is still rising, and the best days are not behind, they are ahead. Even now, preparation is happening beneath the surface, shaping what comes next in ways not yet seen. If this exploration helped you see Scripture as a living challenge rather than distant history, we invite you to continue with my channel. Support thoughtful engagement with Scared Truth by liking this video. Like and subscribe for future reflections where Scripture, history, and moral courage meet. And consider sharing this with someone wrestling with questions of faith, authority, or meaning. My precious child, come closer. Sit with me for a moment and allow your heart to rest in my presence. I know there is a wound inside you that has not fully healed, a memory that returns when you least expect it, a voice from the past that still echoes in your mind, a betrayal that left you questioning your worth, a moment when love failed you, when trust was broken, when hope felt distant. You tried to move forward. You tried to forget. You told yourself you were strong enough. You smiled in front of others and said, "I'm fine." But deep within, something still aches. Like waves that return to the shore, the pain comes back, sometimes quietly, like a whisper in the night, sometimes loudly, like a storm that shakes your spirit. You wonder why it still hurts. You wonder why time has not erased it. You wonder why your heart still tightens when you remember. My child, nothing about your pain has gone unseen. Not a single tear you cried in silence. Not a single night you lay awake replaying what happened. Not a single moment you questioned yourself and wondered if you were enough. I was there when it happened. I was there when your heart broke. I was there when your trust was shattered. I was there when the words spoken to you cut deeper than anyone realized. And I am here now. You may feel as though you have carried this alone, as though no one truly understands the weight of what you endured, as though your emotions were too much, your sadness too deep, your wounds too invisible. But I have never turned my eyes away from you. I have never dismissed your suffering. I have never minimized your tears. You have tried to be strong. You have tried to forgive. You have tried to bury the pain beneath distractions, responsibilities, and routines. Yet something within you still feels trapped in yesterday. Sometimes you replay the moment in your mind, wishing you could change it. Sometimes you imagine what you should have said. Sometimes you feel anger rising, even when you wish it wouldn't. Sometimes you feel sadness without knowing why. And in those moments, you wonder if healing is even possible. Listen to me now. Healing does not mean pretending it never happened. Healing does not mean denying the pain. Healing does not mean forcing yourself to feel nothing. Your pain is real. Your wounds mattered. Your heart was affected. And it is not weakness that you still feel it. It is proof that you loved deeply, trusted sincerely, and cared genuinely. But my child, I did not create you to live chained to what hurt you. I did not design your soul to be imprisoned by yesterday. I did not intend for your future to be overshadowed by what someone else did to you. You have been carrying something that was never meant to stay in your hands. A weight that slowly drains your joy. A burden that steals your peace. A memory that keeps reopening what I long to heal. I see the anger you try to hide. I see the sadness you try to suppress. I see the fear that whispers. What if it happens again? You built walls to protect yourself. You guarded your heart. You learned to be cautious. You learned not to trust too easily. And while those walls kept you from further pain, they also kept you from the fullness of love, peace, and freedom I desire for you. You tell yourself, I have moved on, yet your heart still tightens when their name is mentioned. You tell yourself, it doesn't matter anymore. Yet your spirit still reacts when the memory returns. This is not because you are weak. This is because something inside you is still seeking release. My precious child, I want you free. Free from resentment. Free from bitterness. Free from the silent prison of unforgiven pain. Not because what happened was acceptable. Not because your suffering was insignificant. Not because the wound did not matter, but because your future matters more. There is a life ahead of you filled with peace you have not yet felt, joy you have not yet imagined, love you have not yet experienced, and blessings you have not yet received. And I do not want your heart anchored to what tried to destroy you. The enemy whispers that your best days are behind you. That innocence is gone. That trust is foolish. That happiness is fragile. But I tell you the truth, your best days are not behind you. They are ahead. There is still laughter waiting for you. There is still healing prepared for you. There is still restoration destined for you. There is still beauty rising from your ashes. I am working in places you cannot yet see. I am preparing paths you have not yet walked. I am shaping blessings you have not yet touched. But first, my child, your heart must be released from what binds it. You do not have to rush this journey. You do not have to pretend. You do not have to force anything. Just breathe. Just listen. Just allow my words to reach the places you have hidden even from yourself. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not defined by what hurt you. You are not abandoned in your healing. You are held. You are seen. You are known. You are deeply loved. And I am not finished with you. My precious child, you often ask yourself why the pain still comes back. Why, after all this time, the memory still stings. Why your heart still reacts to something you thought you had left behind. You tell yourself, I should be over this by now. You wonder if something is wrong with you. You feel frustrated that healing seems slower than you expected. But listen carefully to me now. Pain that returns is not pain that defeated you. It is pain that has not yet been released. Your heart remembers what your mind tries to forget. Your soul holds on to what was never properly laid down. And every time the memory resurfaces, it is not trying to harm you, it is asking to be healed. You see, you learned how to survive. You learned how to function. You learned how to move forward while carrying the weight quietly inside. You learned how to smile while hurting. You learned how to stay busy so you would not have to feel. You learned how to be strong when all you wanted was rest. But survival is not the same as healing. Healing requires honesty. Healing requires stillness. Healing requires surrender. There were moments when you had no choice but to keep going. Responsibilities did not wait. Life did not pause. Others expected you to be okay. So you buried the pain beneath your strength. You placed it deep inside where no one could see it. You told yourself you would deal with it later, and later became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years, yet the pain remained. It surfaced in unexpected ways, in sudden sadness, in unexplained anger, in fear of trusting again, in walls you built without realizing it. Sometimes it shows up when someone gets too close. Sometimes it shows up when you feel vulnerable. Sometimes it shows up when you are alone at night, when distractions fade and your heart begins to speak. You may wonder why I allowed you to experience such hurt, why I did not stop it, why I let someone wound you so deeply. My child, I did not cause your pain. I did not desire your suffering. I did not design betrayal, cruelty, or abandonment. But I promise you this, I will not waste what you have endured. What tried to break you will not have the final word. What wounded you will not define you. What hurt you will not cancel the purpose I placed inside you. I see how that experience changed you. It made you more cautious. It made you more guarded. It made you question your value. But it also made you deeper, more compassionate, more aware, more capable of understanding pain in others. Still, my child, you were not meant to carry this forever. There is a difference between remembering and reliving. Remembering allows wisdom to grow. Reliving keeps the wound open. Each time the pain returns, it is because part of your heart is still holding on, not because it wants to suffer, but because it wants resolution. Your heart is not asking for revenge. Your soul is not asking for justice. Your spirit is asking for freedom. You may have tried to forgive with your words. You may have said, I forgive them, hoping it would be enough. But forgiveness spoken without surrender is often forgiveness unfinished. True forgiveness is not an act of the mouth. It is a release of the heart. And release takes time. It takes courage to admit you were hurt. It takes humility to acknowledge the depth of the wound. It takes trust to place that pain into my hands. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are human. You loved. You trusted. You opened your heart. And when it was wounded, something inside you learned to protect itself. But protection is not the same as peace. Peace comes when you no longer feel the need to guard your heart against yesterday. Peace comes when the memory loses its power over your emotions. Peace comes when the pain no longer dictates how you love, trust, or hope. I want that peace for you. I want you to wake up without heaviness. I want you to remember without pain. I want you to love without fear. I want you to trust without constantly expecting loss. But this peace cannot be forced. It must be received. My child, you do not have to heal alone. You were never meant to. I am not asking you to pretend it didn't hurt. I am not asking you to excuse what was done to you. I am not asking you to rush the process. I am asking you to bring the pain to me, honestly, completely, without fear. Let me sit with you in the memory. Let me walk with you through the hurt. Let me hold the parts of your heart that still ache. You do not have to carry this by yourself anymore. There is a reason the pain keeps returning. It is not to torment you. It is to invite you into deeper healing. And healing begins when you stop running from the pain and start surrendering it. Your heart is ready for more. Your soul is ready for freedom. Your future is waiting for you to release what no longer belongs there. And I am here, patiently waiting for you to trust me with it. My precious child, I know the word forgiveness feels heavy to you. Sometimes it feels unfair. Sometimes it feels impossible. Sometimes it feels like a betrayal of your own pain. You may think forgiveness means saying that what happened was acceptable. You may think it means excusing their behavior. You may think it means allowing them back into your life. But listen to me carefully now. Forgiveness is not approval. Forgiveness is not denial. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is release. It is the moment you decide that your heart will no longer be the place where pain lives rent-free. It is the moment you stop allowing yesterday to control today. It is the moment you choose freedom over resentment. I see how tightly you have held on to the hurt, not because you wanted to suffer, but because letting go felt like losing control. You feared that if you released the pain, no one would acknowledge how deeply you were wounded. You feared that if you forgave, justice would be forgotten. You feared that if you let go, they would get away with what they did. My child, justice is not your burden to carry. I see everything. I remember everything. Nothing has escaped my awareness. Forgiveness does not mean there are no consequences. It simply means you are no longer chained to the offense. When you hold on to unforgiveness, you relive the wound again and again. You give the past permission to disturb your present. You allow someone who hurt you to continue influencing your heart. But when you forgive, you take back your power. You are not saying what you did was right. You are saying what you did will no longer control me. I know forgiveness feels like giving up something, but in truth, it is gaining something far greater. You gain peace. You gain clarity. You gain emotional freedom. You gain space in your heart for joy to return. Forgiveness is not a single moment. It is a process. Sometimes you must choose it again and again. There will be days when the memory returns and you feel the old emotions rise. In those moments, forgiveness becomes a quiet decision. I will not reopen this wound. Each time you choose forgiveness, the grip of the pain weakens. Each time you release it to me, your heart becomes lighter. You do not have to confront them. You do not have to receive an apology. You do not have to explain your pain. Your healing does not depend on their repentance. It depends on your release. I know part of you wants acknowledgement. You want them to understand how deeply they hurt you. You want them to feel the weight of what they caused. But my child, waiting for them to change keeps you tied to them emotionally. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. It is the door through which peace enters. It is the key that unlocks the prison of resentment. It is the bridge that leads you back to yourself. You may ask, how do I forgive when the pain is still real? You forgive by bringing the pain to me, not by burying it. You forgive by naming the hurt, not by pretending it didn't exist. You forgive by trusting me with justice, not by carrying it alone. Let me carry what you were never meant to hold. Let me heal what you cannot fix. Let me restore what was damaged. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Not everyone who hurt you is meant to stay in your life. Boundaries are not a lack of love. They are a form of wisdom. You can forgive and still protect your heart. You can release the pain and still move forward differently. You can let go without going back. My child, forgiveness does not weaken you. It strengthens you. It does not erase your story. It transforms it. What once wounded you will become the place where healing flows. What once broke you will become the testimony of my restoration. I am not asking you to forgive in your own strength. I know that would be too heavy. I am asking you to forgive with me. Lean on me when it feels hard. Call on me when emotions rise. Rest in me when your heart feels tired. I will walk with you through every step of this release. I will not rush you. I will not abandon you in the process. Your heart is learning to let go. Your spirit is learning to breathe again. Your soul is stepping toward freedom. And this, my precious child, is where healing truly begins. My precious child, when you begin to release what hurt you, something gentle starts to happen inside your heart. At first, it is quiet, almost unnoticeable, like a soft breath after holding your lungs tight for too long. You may not feel instant joy. You may not feel sudden relief, but you will feel space. Space where pain once lived. Space where tension once ruled. Space where your heart no longer feels constantly on guard. This is healing. Healing is not loud. Healing is not dramatic. Healing does not announce itself all at once. Healing begins when your heart no longer reacts the same way. When the memory still exists, but it no longer controls you. When the past loses its authority over your emotions. I see the small changes you may overlook. The moments when you breathe a little easier. The times when the pain does not last as long as it used to. The days when peace visits you unexpectedly. These are not accidents. These are signs that your heart is learning to rest again. You may still have moments when sadness returns. You may still feel traces of anger. You may still feel cautious about trusting. This does not mean you are failing. It means you are healing honestly. Healing does not erase scars. It transforms them. Your scars are proof that you survived. They tell a story of strength you did not know you had. They remind you that even in pain, you did not disappear. My child, I am not restoring you to who you were before the pain. I am shaping you into someone deeper, wiser, and stronger. The person you are becoming will love with discernment, not fear. Will trust with wisdom, not naivety. Will hope with courage, not denial. You are learning that vulnerability is not weakness. You are learning that boundaries can coexist with love. You are learning that peace is not found in control, but in surrender. As healing unfolds, you may notice that your heart becomes softer, not harder. More open, not more guarded. More compassionate, not more bitter. This is my work in you. I am teaching your heart how to feel without being overwhelmed. I am teaching your soul how to rest without fear. I am teaching your spirit how to trust again slowly, gently, safely. You do not have to rush this transformation. You do not have to compare your journey to anyone else's. You do not have to meet anyone's timeline. Healing is not a race. It is a return. A return to peace. A return to joy. A return to the fullness of who I created you to be. There will be moments when you look back and realize the pain no longer defines your choices. The memory no longer dictates your mood. The past no longer holds authority over your future. And when that moment comes, you will understand that letting go did not make you lose anything. It gave you yourself back. I see the future opening before you. I see new relationships forming. I see deeper connections built on trust and understanding. I see opportunities that require a healed heart to receive. But my child, you must believe this truth. You are not damaged beyond repair. You are not broken goods. You are not too much. You are not unworthy of love. What you endured did not disqualify you. It refined you. I am rebuilding what was shaken. I am restoring what was stolen. I am renewing what felt exhausted. You may not see it all yet, but healing is already in motion. Every time you choose peace over resentment, every time you release the past back into my hands, every time you trust me with your pain, you step closer to the life I am preparing for you. A life not defined by fear. A life not limited by old wounds. A life not overshadowed by yesterday. There is more ahead of you than behind you, and your heart is becoming ready to receive it. My precious child, lift your eyes for a moment, not to what was, not to what hurt you, not to what you lost. Lift your eyes to what is coming. I know it is difficult to believe in a future when the past wounded you deeply. I know fear still whispers, telling you to be careful, to expect disappointment, to prepare for loss. But I am asking you now to trust me again. Not blindly, not foolishly, but courageously. The enemy wants you to believe that your best moments are behind you. That joy belongs to the past. That innocence is gone forever. That hope is fragile. But I tell you the truth, your best days are not behind you. They are ahead. Ahead of the pain, ahead of the heartbreak, ahead of the disappointment. There is a future waiting for you that requires a healed heart to step into it. I am preparing blessings you could not receive before, because the weight you carried would have crushed them. I am opening doors that require peace, not fear, to walk through. I am bringing connections that need trust, not walls, to flourish. What you thought was delay was protection. What you thought was loss was preparation. What you thought was the end was a turning point. I have been shaping you in ways you did not understand, strengthening you in places that once felt weak, teaching you discernment where you once trusted too easily. And now, my child, you are stepping into a new season. A season where love feels safe again. A season where peace is no longer rare. A season where joy does not feel temporary. You will laugh again without guilt. You will hope again without fear. You will trust again without losing yourself. Do not be afraid of happiness. Do not be suspicious of peace. Do not shrink when good things come your way. You deserve the blessings I am bringing into your life. There will be moments when your past tries to remind you of who you were, when old fears try to resurface, when doubt tries to whisper, "What if it happens again?" In those moments, remember this: you are not the same person you were then. You are wiser now. You are stronger now. You are more grounded now. You carry discernment, not fear. You carry peace, not desperation. You carry faith, not uncertainty. What once hurt you no longer has the power to destroy you. I am not repeating your past. I am redeeming it. I am leading you into relationships that honor your heart, into opportunities that align with your purpose, into moments that feel like answers to prayers you once whispered through tears. You may not see the full picture yet, but every step you take in faith brings it closer. Trust that I am guiding you. Trust that I am protecting you. Trust that I am working even when you cannot feel it. The road ahead is not empty. It is filled with moments of peace, joy, growth, and restoration. And when you look back one day, you will understand that what broke your heart also prepared it for something greater. You will see that healing was not just about letting go of pain, but about making room for joy. Your story is not ending in loss. It is unfolding in hope. Your heart is not closing. It is opening wisely, gently, bravely. And your best days, my precious child, are still ahead of you. My precious child, you have never walked alone. I was with you in your pain, and I am with you now. Nothing you endured was wasted. Every tear was seen. Your future is safe in my hands. You are loved. You are guided. You are not alone. I am with you, always.